This is how you can beat my meat mod. First, you want to go and find a cornfields biome. If you're lucky enough to find a villager next to a meat lake, then you can easily get one of the most powerful weapons by trading 5 emeralds for a raw meat sword. Once you acquire this raw meat sword from the meat villager, don't do anything with it. Put it straight on a campfire because that's how you cook it and get the more powerful version, doing 14 damage a hit. Next, you want to find some atlases and start killing them, and you want to get at least a stack and a half of my meat. If you right click these corn crops, you can spawn in a little corn on the cob guy. These are an extremely good food source. They're passive until hit, and then every single one of them come after you. A really good way to farm these is to just spawn a group of them and lead them to water because, as everyone knows, corn cobs can't swim. You want to collect a few of the cobs because there are a couple of tools you can craft with them. You can eat them as well, but who really cares about that? Corn can be crafted into a corn pickaxe or a kernel launcher. The kernel launcher is extremely weak and not very durable because it's so easy to get, but the knockback it does is really good for crowd control. Once you have gotten enough of my meat, you're going to want to craft at least 10 meat blocks and make yourself a portal in the shape of a nether portal. Once completed, you're going to want to get one of my meat and surround it with some gravel to create gravel infused meat, and you can use that to light the portal. I do recommend diamond armor for the meat dimension. Go in whenever you're ready and look at every single piece of meat you can. You can find the new tree type meat logs, and you can also find every single meat type mob. This meat dimension is a very hostile place, and you won't really get a moment's rest trying to defend yourself, gathering essential materials from the mobs that spawn here. You're going to want to kill every single mob that is in your way because you need to find some teeth ore. You're going to want to mine this and get at least 2 of them. Alternatively, you can slay the tongue mob, but I just find this bit easier if you mine the ore. The next step is getting some pointed dripstone. You could do this pretty easily. This is essential for getting a lobotomy pick. The next step is finding some petrified meat ore, mining it and getting some petrified meat dust. You then want to get 1 meat block and smelt it, and this takes a very long time because this block is the most OP block in the game. If you want to kill the boss the easy way, you're going to need 2 netherite ingots, but I'll let you figure out how to do that one. In a formation exactly like this, you are going to craft the compacted meat dust axe. This axe deals 1000 damage, but it can only be used 1 time before it breaks. So you need to time your hit correctly and make sure it is fully charged up before you hit something. At this point, you're going to want to craft a lobotomy pick with 2 teeth and a pointed dripstone. This is a direct portal into the lobotomy dimension. Pick at your brain for a little bit and wait for it to take you to the dimension. This is where you are going to get the essential item to beat the final boss. If you look in your inventory in the top left, that item will be replaced with a bigger lobotomy pick called the Final Lobotomy. To summon the boss, you hold it as if you were shooting a bow. It will fling out a piece of your brain and then spawn the Final Lobotomy, which is a giant brain constantly being lobotomized on, constantly in a state of pain, panic and anger, spawning meat minions to try and stop you. I recommend a very powerful ranged weapon, or if you have the compacted meat axe, try and do that. But it does spam spawning enemies when it gets into touch with a player. It is quite difficult to try and land a hit, but it is worth it in the end. I will let you guys figure out what you get for killing the Final Lobotomy for yourselves when this mod releases.